Hello and welcome to yet another Java video. In this video we are still going to keep on working with panels and such. And in this video I'm going to show you how you can make your application respond to a button. For example, when you press it, something's going to happen. And I'm also going to show you a way on how you can handle multiple panels and display one of them whenever you want to. And in order to switch between panels, we can use a class called cardlayout. Basically, to that layout you can just keep on adding panels. For example, let's say that we add 4 panels to it, and you can think of something like you stack them on top of each other like you would with a card deck, and then you can choose which one you want to choose. For example, you can decide, let's show panel 2 and this one will display itself into your frame, or show panel 3 and so on. So basically the goal of this video is to be able to flip through all of these layouts with the help of buttons. I've already gone ahead and done some little setup. For example, I have created 4 panels and the buttons for each of them. And you already know how to create buttons and panels, so you can just go ahead and create it if you want. And you already know how to create panels and buttons, so I decided not to keep that in this video, since it would be just too. So anyways, what I have done is I've created 4 panels, and each one of them have the button that we need. And they also have a JLabel displaying which panel you are currently using. For example, panel 1. So yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to create a card layout. So you could just create one up here, private, card layout, something like that. And then we want to make our frame use this layout. And below JFrame we're going to do this: frame.set layout card layout. And we actually need to initialize our card layout first, so let's go ahead and do that. Like this. There we go, and now we won't see anything because I haven't added our panels on top of it. So let's go ahead and add our panels to our frame, which is containing our card layout. When you add a container such as a JPanel to your card layout, you must specify a string. And basically this string will be used later on to decide which one of the JPanels we want to show. So in the second argument over here we're going to type out panel 1, like this. We can keep track of which ones we want to show. I forgot how to describe in detail on how you can decide which panel you want to choose, so I'm going to show you it fast now. It is pretty easy. You just type out the name of your card layout, which we have named card layout. Then you type out show. And then you have 2 arguments. You have the parent and you have the name. The parent is going to be a reference to a content pane which can be found in every container. And the container that we want to display it to is our JFrame, which we have named frame. So we're going to type frame dot and call the method getContentPane. And the second argument is the name, and it is the name of your container that you chose when you added it onto your card layout or the frame. As you can see over here, when we add the panel 1, we also name it to panel 1 with a capital P. For example, I could type out show frame.getContentPane and then choose panel 3, which should display the third panel. Yep. So yeah, that was all about how you can show a layout, and I'm going to go back to where we were before now. It didn't actually work to swap between the panels because I made an error. Basically, when we add a panel onto our card layout, we actually need to specify the string or the name first and not the component. So it's the other way around. It's been some time since I worked with card layout, so I'm sorry for that. So anyways, let's go ahead and do it in the correct way. Panel 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the name over here. Panel 3. Now we're going to make our buttons respond to when you press them. And for that we're going to create a private class. Basically inside your class you type private class which will create a class that can only be accessed from your current class, which is frame example. Let's call this one ButtonListener or something like that. And then you type implement action listener. So basically this will make us have to import certain methods that we need in order to register when someone presses a button. For example, if you hover over here, you will see that you need to add unimplemented methods, which is action performed. Let's change the arguments to the name E instead. So alright, now we need to create an if statement and check which button that has been pressed. So type E if you renamed your argument to E, of course, and then get source, and then equals to dot equals, let's say, button next panel 1. So if we press the button in our panel 1, we want to move forward to panel 2. So let's type out cardlayout.show frame.get content pane, and then the name of our panel 2 is of course panel 2. So basically when we press the button, we want to go to the next panel. And now we need to actually create this class first. So we are going to go ahead and do it up here. Private button listener equals to new button listener, something like that. And then when we create our button, we need to set an action listener for it, and it is really easy. Once you have created an action listener, just type the name of your button dot add action listener, and then in the argument you put in your listener which you created. And let's see if it works. Go to panel 2. Yeah, it works perfectly, as you could see. And now we just need to do it for all of our other buttons. So we're going to copy paste this. Else if button next panel 2, go to panel 3. If we press the button in our panel 3, we're going to go to panel 4. And then since we don't have a next button in our 4th panel, we're going to go to button previous panel 2, which will take us to panel 1. This is pretty straightforward. All you do is add a necessary if statement which checks for each button, and then you just type out the action below. And if we are on the 4th panel, we want to go back to panel 3. And now we just need to add our action listener to each of our buttons, so we are going to go ahead and do that. Below here, button next panel 2 and prev panel 2, like this. Button next panel 3, button previous panel 3, button previous panel 4. And hopefully it will work now. No errors as of yet, at least. So we want to go to panel 2 and it works. Let's go back to panel 1. Let's go to panel 3. Yeah, panel 4. Yeah. So yeah, that was all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked my videos, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. It would really help a lot. So anyways, hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.